Hello again. A universal standard across programming languages is that established packages like NumPy come with documentation. In this lecture, we'll have a look at how to use the one about NumPy. For anybody unfamiliar with the term, documentation refers to a collection of instructions about all the functions, methods, and classes within a module, and details on how to use them. It serves as a sort of user manual, which is why understanding how to navigate it will enable us to use the package to the fullest. Right. First of all, please remember that the outlook of what you're seeing right now might change in the future, because, like any other frequently accessed website, NumPy.org is constantly being updated. Therefore, please focus on the essence of this lecture and disregard any visual and organizational details. To reach the NumPy documentation, we first need to open an internet browser and go to NumPy's website called NumPy.org. Once it loads, we'll see a gorgeous logo, along with several boxes highlighting various features or advantages to using NumPy. In the middle of the screen, we'll see the latest major version followed by the most important addition to the package that comes with that release. In the top right corner, we see several sections, like Install and Learn. But right now, we're only interested in the one titled Documentation. If we click on it, we'll be redirected to another page where we can see what the newest version of NumPy is right now. Looking to the left, we'll see a search bar. Here, we can type in the name of a method or class we're trying to use. For example, if we want to examine the capabilities of NumPy's mean function, we type in numpy.mean and hit enter. Then, we'll see a list of links to all the relevant pages regarding the term we just searched for. If we click on the name of the function, we'll go to a page specifically dedicated to it. At the top, we'll see the appropriate syntax to use this function, as well as what parameters it can take. Below, we'll see details about the various parameters we can input, what kind of variables they can be, what role they serve, as well as whether they are mandatory. If an argument is optional, you can find its default value in the line at the top showcasing how to use the function. For example, the access argument is set to none, so that's the value it takes unless otherwise specified. Further below, under returns, we'll see what the output of the function will be, as along with its type containing certain details of how it changes based on the values of some arguments. In the See Also section, we'll see some related functions we might need to use later. Scrolling down, we'll usually see certain notes explaining what this function or method estimates and other comments the developers feel you should know if you want to use it. Lastly, we see an examples section, which includes examples of how to use said function and what the outputs look like each time. Usually, if you're exploring the documentation, you'll know exactly what you're looking for, so the search bar will come in handy. However, in the rare instances when that isn't the case, you can go back to the page of the most recent release. There, you will find three main sections, and just like earlier, we'll only focus on one of these, namely NumPy User Guide. It contains links to some useful tutorial pages. These include an explanation on how to set up the packages, a quick start tutorial, an article walking you through the basics, as well as more advanced topics. We don't need to go through all of them right now, but feel free to explore all the tips and hints NumPy's developers have compiled for your convenience. Fantastic! Before we wrap up this tutorial on the NumPy documentation, let's quickly jump back into Python. Suppose you want to use NumPy's mean function, but you're not fully certain about its syntax. Instead of going online to check what the NumPy documentation says about this method, just type out the name of the function. Hold the Shift key, Shift, and press Tab. This opens a very succinct summary of the documentation for this function. The more times we press Tab, the more the documentation expands. This is a great Jupyter tool that spans beyond NumPy, so it's a convenient trick you can implement in your coding in Python. So we've learned about NumPy and its documentation, and we're ready to explore another important Python package, pandas. In the next section, we'll learn about series and how to use them. Thanks for watching.